let's talk about 4 ways to learn about your oil and gas royalties and mineral rights. These are a variety of ways, from learning on your own to meeting other mineral owners to attending conferences and trainings and even getting a certification in mineral management. The first resource is ChatGPT. I know that everybody's been hearing all about this in the news, but it's actually an amazing resource for mineral owners in 2 ways. First, it will help you define terms that you don't understand. Like you can ask it, what is a division order? How do I calculate net mineral acres? How do I verify my division order is correct? What is a joint interest billing statement? Being a new mineral owner is like drinking from a fire hose. So there is so much new information, and ChatGPT can help you figure out what these different things mean and how they're related to each other. The other thing ChatGPT is really good for is interpreting legal documents and legal language and putting it into plain English. So you can feed it like clauses from your oil and gas lease, and it will spit out plain English bullet points of what your lease means. And it's amazing. So you can ask it questions. It's really, really a wonderful resource. In fact, it's always best to negotiate a lease with an attorney, but ChatGPT can actually help you modify the lease language to reach some of your goals, which is not the same as having an attorney, but it's really fun to play with. The second way to learn about your mineral rights is from other mineral owners. The Mineral Rights Forum is a very interesting place. You can start conversations with mineral owners. You can ask, does anybody see any activity in this particular area? And then list a legal description. And somebody who knows how to go and look them up on the map can look it up for you and post a screenshot for you. Or you can actually develop those skills yourself. But as a new mineral owner, usually you're not really sure where to start. I know that I was there one day, and when I first inherited my mineral rights from my dad, I really had absolutely no idea anything at all about it. And I went to the Mineral Rights Forum and I posted a couple of questions, and I just didn't know what I was doing. And there were some super nice people that looked it up for me, gave me information, helped me figure out how to learn about this myself and what steps I had to do or take in order to get into pay status. So this can be a really wonderful resource. It's divided up by states and counties, so you can actually go to the specific area where your minerals are located and talk with other mineral owners who may have interest in the exact same wells that you do. And that's really great, because if everybody's getting lease offers, you can sort of coordinate what lease terms or lease bonus rates are the going rates for a certain area. It's just a really useful resource. It used to be a little more useful than it is now. The moderators have to approve everything that's posted, so sometimes it takes a while to have a conversation. It's not as fast as what we're used to nowadays, but it's still probably the only real resource that connects mineral owners that don't know each other. The other way to meet mineral owners and to learn a lot about mineral ownership and mineral management is through NARO, the National Association of Royalty Owners. There is a nationwide organization, and then they have sub-chapters as well. So there's a chapter for Texas, for the Rockies, all the different areas that maybe have a interest and specific challenges. Those have sub-chapters. So NARO offers annual conferences or conventions. There's a national one, and then there's ones in various different states. So these conferences or conventions are really great because you'll meet hundreds of other mineral owners, and you'll learn about a lot of different topics. And there's also there's some other classes that they do during that conference, they may do a Mineral Ownership 101 for the very basics of mineral ownership. And they also have a certification track. So if you want to become a certified mineral manager, maybe to manage your family's minerals or to do it professionally, then they also have training for that. They've got books, they've got like webinars. There are all kinds of resources through NARROW. NARROW also works on legislative efforts, and so there's volunteer opportunities, and they're really great about calling them up and asking questions. So NARROW is a really wonderful resource. The fourth way that you can learn about your mineral rights is to just dive in and really explore what you own, because the best way to learn is by doing. So if you take your minerals and you really try to figure out what you own, like you can go and find your property deed or probate documents and you can trace the title back and figure out how much you own, like what are the gross acres, how many net mineral acres do you have? And you may struggle with some of these things, but that's why we have the Mineral Rights Forum and the training at NARROW, so that you can learn more about your minerals. And as you're learning about your minerals, you want to build out your files so that you have paper and digital copies of your ownership documents and a spreadsheet of what you own. So I'll link two free spreadsheets below. One's a mineral management spreadsheet, and the other one is a revenue tracking spreadsheet. They're not pretty or anything or fancy, but they are good at keeping your information organized. And by going through and trying to fill out the spreadsheet, you will go through a journey of learning about your mineral rights. And that's beneficial to you if you should ever want to sell them, or if you get to a point where you need to deed them to the next generation. It's much easier to do when you're basically handing them a package of here are the mineral rights, instead of go figure it out, which is probably what you had to do. I hope these resources are helpful. ChatGPT can help you with general knowledge about mineral rights and specifically what your oil and gas lease says. The Mineral Rights Forum can connect you with other mineral owners who can answer specific questions. And NARROW is a wonderful organization that does fantastic training and legislative efforts, so you can learn a lot and connect with other mineral owners at their conferences and conventions and through their training programs. And ultimately, you learn by doing, so dive into your mineral rights and figure out what you own. You'll learn a lot in the process.